Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to True International. This is the finals for, Cloud Cover Co. Thank you so much, guys, for, holding this wonderful tournament as well. It is going to be the finals, so you guys have seen what the finalists have played as well. I gotta
Yeah,
say, Tatras has never stopped to, how would I say, inspiring us and playing a lot better. And Peak to Plummet, oh my goodness me, these guys are like, even though they've been there for so long, the way they
yeah,
play, it's so aggressive and it's so wonderful to see every single time as well. So, just casting for them live as well is kind of truly exciting. Personally, I would say it's gonna be me, Sebastian, with, Wands here live.
yeah. I'm really excited, man, because this is the finals and this is the upper bracket, right? Tartarus versus Peak Diplomat.
Exactly.
They're gonna put up a really good show for us. And guys, if you want,
Exactly.
yeah, and if you're wondering, why stream started late, it's because this is the second game, which is supposed to start at 7:30. As
Mm,
for today's game, it was basically a walkover. So I think LCF won the first game, right, Sebastian?
yes, they did. Unfortunately, we weren't able to see Essendra play again. It was sadly a walkover, but LCF, okay, they got the win, man. So, I gotta talk about this more, dude, because the upper brackets is something that, we've all been waiting for. The finalists have come a long way battling so many types of, lineups that were either shocking, surprisingly, or it was like a really, really one-sided fail. But the thing
Yeah,
was that, it's the journey that counts and it's not the wins. And
yeah,
Tartarus and Peaks Plummet have been showing, a lot of promise as well. And over the fact that they are both in the finalists, I kind of secretly rooted for them, not gonna lie. But then again, they're proving me wrong every single time when I'm thinking about, oh, maybe is there pick wrong. But then again, Kimmy, the roamer for
yeah,
Tartarus, he is so good, and like especially in roaming, I've never seen someone roam that well in my life personally, I would say. But then again, Peaks of Love It are so good as well. So once we're finally into the drafting phase.
yeah. We
Mm,
are in the drafting phase, and oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, just look at your screen. This is some really good API going on here. And man, on the blue we have Tatras, and on the red we have Plummet. And yeah, take a look at the band, Sebastian. Already so many meta bands coming up from the side of Tatras. They've picked up
exactly.
the as well as the Baksha, and as for Pete, they've picked away the Kalia. So a pretty standard band, right? Nothing too out of
Exactly.
the ordinary.
I find it weird because the new season started, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Epical Glory as well. I gotta say, season has begun. New
Yup.
updates. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you guys, there are 35 heroes that have been buffed. So this is a pretty, a pretty big update. I would say one of the best so far, bringing back all the original heroes. Even Alucard, dude. Right now, he's so strong in the ranked games right now. And
Yup.
Lucas, okay, even though Lucas is nerfed, he's still a force to be reckoned with the vengeance in the EXP lane. Sometimes, he's not really suitable in the jungle section right now because Matilda is nerfed out as well. And
Yup.
Florin, even anti-heal, I think, is now going to be able to counter her, if I am not mistaken. So it's not really a good pick right now. But then Rafaela, I think Rafaela would be pretty good considering the fact that she can now resurrect someone, and every 40 seconds she's able to cast a special skill that whoever dies within that duration, they're going to be able to resurrect. So now that is going to be an issue. But then again, because it is, assassin meta once again, I would say, Badang will be banned out by Tartarus Esports. Jeez.
Oh yeah, the Dang is definitely a force to be reckoned with. You do not want to mess with the guy. He can, fist the hell out of you, and he's just gonna pin you to the wall. You won't be able to do
Mhm.
anything. Your teammates are just gonna finish off anyone you catch on the wall. So they have to, be careful of the Badang as well. And yeah, Sebastian, talking about the patches, man. Sadly, I feel really bad, for our our mage Luo Yi with the
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is such a huge nerf for our mage because he the only thing, you know, which made the Louis popular was her ultimate diversion, which basically
Exactly.
teleports the map, and you know, enemies won't be even aware about it. But now, oh my gosh, man, they have you know, added a warning to the ultimate now. So even if you hide in bushes with the ultimate, it's of no use. Enemies will be able to see you off in the map if they pay attention, and that is a huge nerf even to Chip and Louis. So yeah, I don't feel like
Oh no.
Louis will be a big, you know, big
There's
option
nowhere for the evil
as
to
she
hide.
I
was.
think. Yeah, exactly. Like what you were saying. I think the only reason is that people have been complaining too much about these two.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, that's their originality, right? I really do hope they kind of remove that, though, in the next update that comes up. Oh my goodness me, just as I was talking about Rafaela, Tartarus has picked up Rafaela, the once forgotten support that dealt not just wonderful, you know, continuous damage and the, you know, the really super fast speed up that she can provide, the buff. It's she's finally back into the meta list, and now Tartarus are going to be able to maybe do something here for the first game against Peak to Plummet as well. But looking at that, I don't think they want to be, you know, taken too much advantage of with the fact that they have a Rafaela pick. It's going to be Harris and the Gatot Gacha with the AOGs. Oh my goodness me, the sets are going to be wonderful. Ooh, okay, we got Eden picking off Farsha as well.
Man, yeah, the picks from Tartarus, man, it's just crazy. But you know, Seb, I just can't ignore the fact that, you know, the name Tartarus is not Tartarus, it's actually she was a
Oh my goodness me.
yeah, I've been laughing to that. I feel like yeah, there's some kind of a little mistake from our side. So guys, please forgive us for this technical mistake. You know, we're gonna fix it in the next. Yeah, so no worries. Tartarus is still Tartarus. She was a he. It's just a mistake, guys. So, yeah, ignore that.
Okay. Oh, dude, I did not see that actually. Honestly, I was so focused on who they're gonna pick and who they're gonna ban. But okay, we have it. Peak to Plummet are gonna go for the respect ban. That is gonna be on the Fanny. You know, Joseph and his Fanny is a force to be reckoned with. Something you do not want to, you know, go against. His steel cables are pretty fast. Not just pretty fast, you know, they're pretty accurate as well. With the cutthroat dealing a huge ton of damage because of how fast he was, you know, cabling as well. But we do have Granger on their side, so the late game, you know, prominent here. Oh my goodness me. Charian on the Ling once again. You saw what he did to Ascendria just yesterday itself. Absolutely dominating, you know, the living hell out of Ascendria here. And Peak to Plummet, I think maybe they're trying to, you know, trying to do the same, maybe strategies here for Tartarus, but let's see.
I mean, looking at the composition of Tartarus, I'm really scared because they have Rafaela, man. With the new passive ability.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god, that is gonna be such a menace to deal with. Imagine you're targeting the assassin, like yeah, he's so with the resurrection skill. Just
Exactly.
yeah, that's gonna be scary to see. And yeah, guys, as for Rafaela, right? Her cooldown 40 seconds, but that's actually not fixed because as the game goes on, you know, the cooldown reduction from your respawn timer will be added to her passive as well. So let's say her base cooldown is 40 seconds, and your respawn timer, it takes about 20 seconds to respawn. So let's say Ninja died, and you know, it takes him 20 seconds to respawn. So if Rafaela uses her passive, the next cooldown reduction cooldown for her would be around 60 seconds. And
60, exactly.
And as we you know, progress into the game, the cooldown reduction for that reviving skill would get higher and higher. So you have to make use of it, you know, especially in the early and mid game, because in late game, I don't really think you can use it much.
Yo, imagine 500% like add on to the cooldown. That's no joke, dude, on someone who can resurrect. But I think that's actually fair, kind of, you know, balanced out. Because imagine if you think about it, if they just did around 200%, she's gonna be reviving heroes left and right exactly when the, you know, when the time is right. And when you think they're about to win, it's just you know, she resurrects the one who is gonna be able to hyper carry the living hell out of Tartarus. And obliterate Pizza Plummet, and I don't think you're going to be wanting that, anytime soon in,
Yeah,
Mobile Legends as well. But
yeah,
then again, I would say, this is one thing I have to talk about Tartarus here that Peak to Plummet have to be careful of.
yeah.
Both these teams are one of the best in India right now. And the worst part is that Tartarus here, they're so good with, late games as the game progresses on in the best of series, let's say best of 3, best of 5, in the best of 7.
Uh-huh.
The more games they play, the strategies and the gameplay start getting better, and
Yep.
they have to end it quick. Pizza Plummet have to do this because this is no joke. I have seen them do this like multiple times, and it's no joke at all. Over the fact that they have to end it quick. So Pizza Plummet, I hope you do listen to me. And oh my goodness me, Bane is being picked out. What?
Oh my lord, man. Bane! Oh my god, Tatras are really cooking something
Oh
here.
no!
This
Oh
draft,
no!
I think this is definitely gonna be a Bane jungle here. What do you think?
Oh, 100%, dude. Because the crab cannon.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the worst part is he can both go magic and damage at the same time. Physical and magic. The thing is, it's still gonna benefit him both. Over the fact that his ultimate also deals bonus damage according to which kind of HP he has. Magic or physical damage that he has, and his second skill is gonna get enhanced and what do I say? Deal more damage and more heal. The more magic damage he has, and then the first skill, his cooldown is gonna go all the way down to 2 seconds. Crab cannon. Over the fact that he's gonna be dealing, let's say, I play Bane a lot, so I would say around 1600 to 2400 HP per crab cannon. Now that is something you do not want to go against, and it's every 2 seconds, dude. It's every 2 seconds. So him being in the jungle section with the bonus damage being added and the BODs, the War Axe, whatever that he's gonna have, it's just gonna add up, and the backliners are gonna suffer a lot here. But okay, Peak Plummet are gonna go for the Lilia as well. That's pretty good counter, for someone who has really high burst. She's just gonna have be able to rewind all the way back to what her HP was, and kind of make a good advantage, I would say, for his team, or try to make an open window for either Ling or Harris to make a comeback here. And there we have it. It's going to be Tartarus versus Peak Plummet as well. Let's go.
Definitely, and man, just look at the picks from the side of Tartarus. They have Rafaela, they have even the Esmeralda, which is a solid pick if you talk about Esme, right? Because she can really Harrod really well, because Harrod with the Saman Force and the Chrono Dash, he has a lot of shield, and that is when Esmeralda steps in and just cuts down all that shield. So that is something they have to look out for if they want the Harrod to carry the game. And man, just look at that beautiful API, man, Sebastian. I'm totally amazed.
Let's go. It's finally true international, ladies and gentlemen. This is the finals. Welcome to the land of dawn. We are in. Both the junglers are starting off in the HP. As always, they need to help the Granger. Dodgers needs to help the Granger as soon as possible. Over the fact that he's gonna need more stacks, and if he does not have that, the late game is just gonna be messed up for Innocent here. And I would say, I have to say, Tyson is a really, really good goal laner. I've seen plenty of goal laners, and but then again, I have to give shout out to IGN's Aaron, the creator here, with his Grangers, one of the best that I've ever seen as well. But you know what? It's gotta be Tartarus and Peak to Plummet here, and Skyson in the gold lane, who is always gonna be Peak here, and Charon with the link. Oh, dude, his Tempest of Blades is awesome as well. He knows when to time it, and that's the best part about it as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And man, talking about Skyzen, right? The fact that this guy is just like a teenager, he's an adolescent, he's like what, 15 or 16, man, and the fact that, he plays against adults is really crazy. And he gives them a big competition, but man, look at the link.
Oh my goodness, okay, I thought there was going to be a wonderful kill there from the side of Charin, but they do not want to risk that with the fact that he has Purify as well, so he's going to get stunned out pretty badly in the mid lane there and give away the first blood to Tartarus there. It's not gonna be worth that at all, as the turtle is gonna spawn out. The retributions are both ready, as the teams are gonna be fighting it off here. Gold lane will remain as usual, but Bane is starting it off. They want that turtle ASAP, and I think he's gonna be able to get this as well. Charin, little too late. His HP is so low, and I think he's gonna be able to get this. No, Eden, so close with the. Oh my goodness, the feathered airstrike, yes, oh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was an easy turtle for the side of Tartarus, yeah, and they definitely have the goal lead because they are leading about with 200 gold there, so not much of a difference. But yeah, man, I really love the API that False has put up. Man, did you see when Joseph he got the turtle? The way it popped up on the absolutely stunning, man. I'm just a big fan of False, man. This guy really knows stuff, and man, he puts up a really good API for for the tournament there. So yeah, guys, if you wanna organize tournament, if you want API based tournament, False is the right guy to attack. But then again, look at that Sebastian. SK just goes in and tries to poke away the Lilia with her.
Oh my goodness me.
Oh, look at
Bane getting taunted as well. Oh my goodness me. They might be able to start a fight here. Retribution, both have been used up, but I think Bane was able to steal that from Charin as well. The thing is, sometimes kind of, I would say, the thing is, sometimes people say that Charin's Link is not that good, but you know what, I gotta disagree because you haven't seen him really properly play, and sometimes when it does, it's kind of when he's kind of playing a wee bit safe. But when he goes aggressive and he knows his team is ready to follow up, and that's when he gets really aggressive and he knows where to dash as well. It's not more of a when it comes to jungling. Joseph and Charin here, it's gonna be the battle of the macros. The kills and all are there, of course, but if he's not gonna win in macros, dude, that's not gonna win. They're not gonna get this first match as well. And there we have it. The second turtle has respawned up. Aizen, along with the Eliminaire here, kind of getting poked up a little bit here. They don't want to lose too much HP before the turtle actually starts up as well.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a little skirmish around the turtle. They're not fully committed to fighting the turtle just because, Charin is not around the map just yet.
Oh no, look at the bot lane! Aizen looks like he's in trouble. The turtle once again goes down to Joseph as well. Oh my goodness me, Skyzen in so much trouble, dude. This is the real, I would say, I think they kind of hurried a wee bit too much with the Harris pick, over the fact that Tartarus are so good with, the counter picks and everything as well. What in the world?
Oh, just look at bot lane, man. They're getting ganked like heck, and man, look at it. Oh, it's right out of.
He jumps right out of the danger just when I thought, I think maybe he's going to be starting off the attack, considering the fact that he was there, but I think he was a wee bit too far there. Bane uses the retribution, trying to, get kind of a little higher advantage than the Link there. I think it's a pretty good idea. You need more front at that Link, and he's going to be able to have a huge ton of damage with passive as well, but looks like the top lane is in trouble as Charin here is battling out the tanky Bane here, and he might be in trouble here. Oh, the typical Blake has been popped up. Mookie helping out Lazy Boy here, and he's able to get him. He gets away from that as well, but Mookie looks like he's in trouble. Purify is still available. Okay, he gets away as well. My goodness, dude!
Yeah, that. Oh, look at that first!
Oh my goodness, me for that.
Oh
that was probably the longest first blood in the, the true international season 2 as well. The first blood goes in 6 minutes as well. With Eden here getting the first kill on Charin as well. He was a little too low on HP, and with the help of trying to get his buff, he was a wee bit too, greedy over there for his buff, which he does need it, in fact. But the fact that, his HP was a little too low, I don't think he was able to, but Mookie solos! Oh my gosh, what is happening? Aizen gets soloed by Mookie here. The feathered airstrike once again pops in. This is not looking good for Peak to Plummet. They have really good counters as well, but it's not working out.
I mean, talking about the counters, from the side of Peak to Plummet, I don't feel like they actually counter any heroes from the side of Tarkus. Man, they're just, doing the absolute, the absolute opposite. They're just having the best time of their life here against Peak. They're, just totally focused on the objectives. They have the higher upper hand. And man, just look at Nuki. He's always there.
Oh my goodness me.
Much damage.
Oh, the AOG has been popped up. Purify is always ready on their side as well. Nuki gets away from that, and I think he's gonna be in trouble. He does. He is not able to get away from that. In fact, in double kill coming from this as well. Lilia's gonna be going down. There he goes. He does go down as well. Joseph gets the wonderful, execution there. And there's just 4-man down as well. Let's look at the replay, dude. That was insane on their side. Mookie wastes every single skill there for his team to his teammate to come in as well. Turtle was slain in the perfect moment as well. And there we have it. Look at that. Oh my goodness me. God.
Oh my lord.
And look at the Innocent, he wastes his flicker because he knows it's gonna be worth it as well. There we have it, Tempest Blades have been popped up, the Feathered Airstrike. Not really close to getting his teammates as well, but there we have it. They're gonna be able to at least defend this Lord here, otherwise it's not looking good.
Yeah, man, I really love the fact that, Tartarus are always ready to, go and fight, man. Oh my god, look at the
Oh my goodness me. The AOG does connect, but I think Rafaela with the Purify was a little too quirky there and was able to make it out, and this is why, you should kinda be careful with the Rafaela pick, but Charin trying to farm all his way back up there. It looks Oh my goodness, Skyzone gets taken down by Eden as well with the Feathered Airstrike, and then we have it. Look, so much damage popping up as well. Savage Warriors able to get away from that. Oh my gosh, dude, there is so much happening right now. There's way too much damage coming in from Tartarus, and Peak to Plummet are not able to, react to the fact that Kimi here, Rafaela has way too much speed up boost here because of the buff that she can provide as well.
Yeah, I mean, Rafaela is a really solid pick, if you talk about, because on the side of Peak to Plummet, they have Lilia, and man, not only provide movement speed, she provides immunity against slow effect. So Lilia will be totally useless with the IPC one as well. Because Rafaela can just remove that really easily. And man, talking about Rafaela, I'm kind of disappointed. Because this is the new Rafaela, right? We want to see teammates being resurrected. We are just not seeing it.
Exactly. I want to see how it works. I didn't even check the descriptions and the things that the wee tiny replays that they show when you're checking out the hero. I didn't even check it out because I was hoping to see it here, but it's not. They're not doing us a favor at all, and they're just playing do whatever they want here, but also damaging the side effects for Peak to Plummet here. It's not looking good.
Oh my god, look at this!
He's in trouble. He does. Finally, he's down as well.
Resurrect, Rafaela, Kimi, come on.
I think we might be able to see this here. There we have it. The Lord is still marching on with like 70% HP as well. They need to cover this up. Lilia has enough, damage to clear that out, and they have to, otherwise it's not looking good for their side as well. They already lost the inhibitor turret, and they don't want to lose the bot one as well, and they do clear it out, okay.
Oh my god, there's so much lane pressure onto the side of Peak to Plummet. They are just not getting any kind of a breather. If you talk items, man, Darkness, they are totally on the lead, and man, look at 1v1 between Mugi and Sharon. He just runs away from there. He just I do not want to deal with this thick ass man.
Exactly. Oh my goodness, look at Sharon. He's not, he's trying to wait for the retribution in order to steal it from the opponent there. He gets shown there, not looking good. Tempest of Blades have been popped up as well, but he gets taken down by Innocent and his burst over there. And a beautiful double kill coming up with a wonderful Sky Piercer. Popping it up on time as well. And there we have it, triple kill. He's looking. He's the Maniac.
Oh my god, a Maniac.
He gets the Maniac, dude, and I think they're going to be able to win this. And then we have it, the first round goes to Tartarus as well. With, I think, let's say, Joseph here fed Pizza Plummet a little too much here. But then again, it was worth it on a 13-1. I think that was the longest time I've ever seen someone get a first blood here. It was 6 minutes, dude, 6 minutes.
Oh my lord, man. 6 minutes, one first blood. And man, it took exactly 12 minutes to end the game. Holy moly, this is some crazy stuff going on. Tartarus, you could totally peak to Plummet here in the first game. But yeah, guys, it is definitely a best of 3. And peak to Plummet, they still have the chance to redeem themselves. And man, that is... So take a look at the screen, man. MVP goes to our guy Innocent on the Ranger. He gets a Maniac, and man, he beautifully ends the game with that beautiful Maniac as well. So yep, this is definitely a well-deserved MVP to Innocent, man.
Damn, certainly, really, this was a wonderful play, I have to say, because the first match is always the one that emphasizes on how important it is, because it is the make or break game.
Yep.
And if you mess up in the first, it's gonna affect the rest of the games, unless you are kind of like a game where you kind of lose the first 2 or the first 1 in order to learn about your opponents. But that's probably not the case here, because Tartarus is not a team that you can do that to. And I would say I love all teams, and I think one of the only teams that could properly do that was ABM. But then again, they're out of sight right now. But then again, Pizza Plummet, they have to do this quickly. They have to get back this second game, otherwise it's going to be a clean slate for Tartarus here.
Yeah. I mean, man, Sebastian, the fact that, it took 6 minutes to get a first blood, and, less than another 6 minutes and the game has already ended. This is just crazy. And, man, just look at the production. Oh, my lord. Falls, our guy, in the back with the API. This guy is gold. Look at the level of production he's bringing into our tournament here tonight. Man, this
oh my goodness me.
Skills that he has. This is like, already I can see M7 here with this kind of production skills. Shout out to our guy. If you guys, are looking for an API guy, our guy False Jails from Indonesia is definitely the one you should check out and look out for, because this guy brings everything to the table and he is so connected to his work. He puts
definitely
everything into his work, and man, he works 12 hours a day, 12 to 18 hours a day on his screen, on his laptop too. Yeah.
So guys, we are, I think it's any short break. Do stay tuned, because why does my screen look like that, my brother?
I don't know.
But Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the promised short break. I do have to say the first match was devastating for Peak to Plummet, dude.
Yeah, talking about, devastating, man. It is definitely devastating to get, your match totally just ended in about 11.49 minutes, man. That's just crazy because that's 11 minutes and 49 seconds, which is absolutely crazy. It didn't even hit the 12
Exactly.
Yeah, so Peak to Plummet, they still have the chance to redeem themselves. And yeah, if they can pull this game off, they can definitely stretch the game towards game 3. So if they can do that,
Most definitely.
if they can do the game in the second game here, they can stretch the game to 3 and maybe have a chance to win a game. But yeah, man, I'm not really sure because it is Tartarus that we're talking about, and Tartarus
Exactly.
is team that even defeated AEM, which is the best team in India. So yeah, you just really have to take it slow. And
Most definitely.
GG's of Tartarus, and here we are, game number 2, and yep, it's Peak on the blue side and Tartarus on the red side. And yeah, guys, please forgive us for the name. It is going to be corrected. Yeah, just ignore that. Yeah, you can see the sign, right? You can see the Tartarus logo. Just focus on that. As for the name, yeah.
Dude, don't mind me. I'm like looking left and right because my cats are like fighting at the side here, and I'm like trying to focus here, and I'm like, it's Peak to Plummet versus Tartarus, and then I looked at my cats and they're like, the Peak to Plummet and versus Tartarus. I'm like, no, get back to the screen. Get back to the screen. Oh my goodness, they're banning out Matilda, even though she's, I think, nerfed. But then again, I don't think the nerf did much to her, skill set, I would say. So, they have to focus on the Ophovius ban, which is pretty decent, I would say. But the Kilea, okay, the thing is, I think her healing is still a big, factor as to why she's being picked out here a lot. And her CC there, I think, especially if there's a hero like a 1v5 there, or someone who's fed, someone who can do a 1v5 like a Lucas, Alucard. You can have the Hayabusa as well sometimes, Hayabusa sometimes. But like, certain heroes like a tanky, but yet someone who can sustain a lot. Kalea is always there to make sure that never happens, and it's scary to be to be stunned almost more than 5 seconds here. And with the lineups that Tartarus or Peak to Plummet are able to use, it's possible that you can go past that as well.
Yep. I mean, yeah, talking about, these picks and bans here, the Matilda is definitely nerfed, as you said, but yeah, Matilda is definitely one of those heroes which Kimmy is actually really comfortable with because he plays the Matilda so well, and it is one of his comfort picks. So, there are
Exactly.
A lot of comfort heroes from the side of Tartarus, and this time around they're also taking out the Lucas once again. The Lucas is nerfed, the energy region has been cut down to half.
Exactly.
So it is going to be a little slower to stack up the energy bar, but then again, he can, just hit a target and, yeah, stack it up right easily. So the nerf, it's not that big on Lucas. And
yeah, exactly.
damage is not that changed, right? Because,
yeah,
his damage wasn't touched. So it's just his passive that was, charging up way too fast. But yeah, this time around, another a Badang ban from the side of Tartarus as well. They really seem to hate the Badang because even in previous game they took him out.
What's your
time
exactly
again? But man, look at Peak to Plummet. Oh my lord!
Okay.
Sharon, the gutsy guy. Oh my god, he is just gonna pick a first pick Fanny in the face of Tartarus. What is Joseph gonna reply to that, man? I really
for the evil to
what will Joseph cook? Oh my lord, Sebastian, look at that. Once more,
again,
Taylor pick onto the side of Tartarus. It seems like Peak to Plummet are not aware of the recent patch because Rafaela is not getting picked from the side. With the revive skill, it is going so easy.
Exactly. Oh no!
Wow!
Oh no!
Guys,
Oh no, dude! Moscow! Innocent is so good with Moskov, dude. I've seen him play. It's very scary, man. Oh my goodness me, this Moskov. I think Fanny here, if he's able to do something, Charan, against the Moskov, I think that would be fine. But then again, our boy Joseph here. The thing is, he is an assassin main. He is a Fanny main as well. So he's gonna know best on who to pick, against Charan here. But then again, it's not just gonna be him. It's gonna be he has his whole team behind him, supporting each other as well. So they have to make do with something. And I don't think they were kind of focusing on Rafaela, as you've said. And I think she definitely deserves to be in the ban section. And there we have it. They needed someone tanky, and they got it. Fredrin is, dude, the best hero to, the best two heroes to kind of balance out Fredrin's skills with is number one Angela, number two is actually Rafaela. It's not Florin. Don't get people wrong, but it's not Florin. Matilda works really wonderful as well, but she's always going to be in the ban section. So the best option you're going to have is Rafaela. He does not have that much mobility, I would say. So having Rafaela with the fact that they're going to be able to chase down the opponents there. Now that's an issue that they have to worry about, but they do have it. They're making it work. They do not want the CC. Tartarus is doing well here. They do not want a CC in the EXP lane. The amount of damage that she can do, especially to tanky heroes, and over the fact that the longer you stay in a fight against her, the more damage she's going to deal against you, and they don't want to go against that. And Blue, okay, beats Plummet. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely, because CC is a really strong EXP, especially with the War Axe. She can literally melt you with her yo-yo and true damage. She can just, continuously poke the hell out of you. And
exactly.
I mean, quite decent. And then talking about Joseph, right, as we've mentioned, he knows best how to counter Fanny. And man, I feel like
exactly.
Fred actually works here because, as you know, the Fanny, she can't stop mid-air by a pushback or knockup, and that is what the Fredrin he has. He can, use the enhanced basic attack, knock you up, or with his second skill just if there's a slight pushback, so I can actually stop the Fanny mid-air. And as for our guy Innocent on the Moskov, I feel like that is a pretty solid as well.
This land is a homeland, and it will soon be your burial ground.
He has the Spear of Misery, and man, Spear of Misery
exactly
make Fanny's life miserable. He can push her back.
Wait.
Oh
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me check this out properly.
Oh
Is that a Lapu Lapu ban? I see. Oh, what the heck? This is a Lapu Lapu pig. What? What the heck?
I'm not sure.
He's back in the meta. They buffed him up in this new update, dude. He's so bloody tanky, man. Oh my goodness me, this is gonna be so interesting to see the HP lane on, Tartarus as well. Now, this is gonna be difficult. They do not have a CC to counter him now. And, one of the only heroes that good is Minsitar, but the moment, his damage is pretty high as well, Lapu Lapu, I have to say. And if you do not stop him, and even if you do try to stop him, he has the CC immune, so there's literally no other way to stop him unless you do it before he uses the skills and his packs. But okay, we got Peak to Plummet picking off the Esmeralda. That caused so much, damage. Not just damage, Moogie here did such an excellent play, trying to get them to force their ults, their spells. There's so many, even the battle spells were used up on trying to get Moogie, so that was a pretty bad, play coming up from Peak to Plummet here. But I hope they do learn from this, and I kind of hope that it does not go into a, team slate for Tartarus here.
Yeah. And yeah, talking about Peak, they picked a Bruno here. The Bruno can actually overwhelm the Moskov when it comes to the 1v1, but yeah, this is not a 1v1, this is MOBA5V5, and yeah, it's a 5v5 game, so it's all about rotation, it's all about ganking. So yep guys, here we are, onto the screen you can see Peak to Plummet and their picks, as well as She Was He, which is actually Tartarus, and you can see the picks
exactly.
as well. Man, Sebastian, I'm still not getting over the fact that Tartarus they pick and Nana. How are we overlooking the fact that they pick a Nana? Man, this is just crazy.
Dude, they have a lot of frontline, and Nana is perfect for this. And they do not have a okay. Only Aizen has purify. Thank goodness me. I thought it was gonna be like another one-sided again.
Yep. Oh man. Wow.
Dude, oh my goodness me. Bro, I did not expect this at all. Tartarus is just making, use of those, update that has just come out. They made sure they read it. And oh man, hats off to Cronus here, their coach here, for, doing so well with the management as well. Making sure they're updated. I think that's a pretty good, move coming up from their coach as well.
Yep. And yeah, man, just look at that. It's gonna be a game of patience. I feel like even in this game, we're gonna have a long time, until we see the first blood. But it is Charon that we're talking about. He is a Fanny, and a Fanny can pick up kills anytime. But man, look at Vansa there from mid. Oh my gosh, there we go. First blood right off the bat there. Oh my god, I did not expect Kimmy to pull out a first blood. He pulled out a first blood on Eden there.
That was nasty, dude.
Which one?
Like he knows that no one's gonna get away from Nana's Molina. And then oh my goodness me, Nana, I think the passive is able to save him though. It's not looking good here. Lemonade is forced to use the revitalize as well. Dude, Rafaela is back. I'm so happy, dude, but I think it's not looking good here. Fredrin looks like he might be in trouble here. Joseph. Okay, there we have it. Aizen and Lemonade trying to force out that turtle to their side, and they are kind of successful in a way, but they back off because they do not want Mookie in the fight. He uses. Oh my goodness! Oh, the flicker play comes there! What is the world was that, Mookie? He gets that beautiful play as well. No, Mookie, what did you do? That was such a wonderful play coming up by Tartarus. Oh my goodness me, look at this. Let's look at the replay, dude. I did not expect him to flicker that way. And when he gets it, he risks it all as well. He risks it. Look at that. He risks everything. He gets 15 hits on the combo there, and he gets them off. Oh, with Aizen, oh my goodness me, that was such a wonderful 3-0 start. But this time, I think they're making a better play. This Tartarus finally has. I would say, oh my goodness me again! Look at Lapu, absolutely obliterating.
Oh my god, Mookie! Look at
sustain. He has no sustain against Lapu, dude. Oh my goodness me, what the heck is happening?
Oh, Charon is back. Will he get him though? Oh, Charon finally lands a first kill onto the side of PT Plummet. And man, look at Rafaela responds him right back up. This is what I wanted to see. Bro just died and broke him alive in about a second.
Oh my, that's not fair. We have a second for Ramis here, and it's not just for Ramis now. It's to any hero that thing wants. That's pretty scary, dude. I don't want that. I don't want to go against that. I think she's gonna remain a permanent ban. In ranked and classic games as well. I know, so sadly not classic games. You cannot ban. I wish you kinda could ban though. That would be kinda nice, but also annoying. But then again, it's the fact that Moogie here is doing so exceptionally well. I love the way he's playing EXP, dude. He knows that Eden and Kimi need that. He knows that they're gonna come sooner or later. So he picks off a hero that can, kind of sustain even a 1v5 at this point, and at level 4 at best as well. And that is the one and only Lapu. Charin's too far away. I don't think he's gonna be able to get the retribution on time here. The cables are still available. The AOG connects, but he gets that as well. Feathered airstrike pops in. Lapu might be able to make a comeback here, but no. Look at Eden here getting slowly picked off here, and I think he's not going to be able to get this. Lemonade here coming up as well. Joseph trying to save. Oh my goodness me! Innocent gets the Spear of Destruction all the way to Charon. He gets the kill instead as well. Joseph and Moogie did a wonderful job at, oh my goodness, once again, the Ancestral Warrior comes back up, and they get Aizen again.
Man,
Oh
oh
my goodness.
my god. Sebastian Mugi, man, he's on another level tonight with the Lapu Lapu. He's feeling the ancestral power with that Lapu Lapu. And boy, look at that. Sharon, oh, he lost onto Eden, but it will be our guy, Lemonaire, to pick up the kill on Eden. And boy, look at the invasion coming up from the side of Tatris. Oh, the taunt, the
Oh
bomb.
my goodness. Oh my look at that. There's so much defense. Look at that on Fredrin, man. I think he might be able to get this though. But no, okay, look at Lapu, dude, again with Mookie. He's sustaining so much damage, dude. Even Lemonaire, the Gatod, the ones who, dwell.
Oh my god, that bomb.
Oh, he gets bonked. Oh, again. A double kill, dude. Okay, finally, Mookie is able to, go down here. Both Joseph and Fanny were able, Charan here were able to get a double kill. That was pretty neat, though. The AOG does not connect to anyone, though, because, Mookie was able to immune that as well. But look at that. Charan makes it all the way back to base and cables all the way back in order to get that, and Aizen gets bonked into the afterlife as well. But look at the cables, though. That was pretty neat from Charan. He's able to at least get a bit of farm, though. But I think the Fanny first pick was a huge nightmare over the fact, considering the fact that even though you do not want to give it to, Joseph here, there's no choice but to ban Fanny out. Either that or you pick him if you're confident enough against Joseph.
Yeah, and with that, guys, it is gonna be a third turtle that's gonna be contested. Man, this is not even a contest. It is just straight up 3 turtles to the side of Tatris. And man, we really need to take a look at the items here because Tatris are definitely on the higher edge here. And they have been snowballing right off the early game. And boy, look at Kimmy. He's just being such
Oh my gosh.
on our guy Lemonaire, and Lemonaire forced to pop up that AOG to land into safety. But then again, look at the bot lane there. It's just gonna be our guy Miosef gonna be just invading the hell out of Charon's jungle. He does not care if he's alone. Just look at him on the map. We can see him.
Exactly. Oh my goodness, the Spear of Misery, dude. The Spear of Misery. They ganged up on Fatty here. And look at that. Veteran, so much sustain, dude. Oh my goodness me, what in the world was that? The 8-4, feathered airstrikes right there. Not looking good.
Oh, bonk! Oh my lord! Oh my lord, Joseph! That bonk hurt him. That was 4,000 damage from a single bonk. Crazy.
Let's see the replay. It looks like a blooper, dude. He makes it out of. Look at that. He ate 4, dude. He ate 4. Feathered airstrike goes back in with the help of Kimmy. Flicker and the stun coming up there as well. And the bonk. There we go.
Oh my
He does not have enough, HP to even sustain that, even if he has like full HP there. No way in heck is he gonna, get over that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me.
At this point, Joseph is just basically he's actually handling Hammer of Thor Mjolnir on his hand with that bomb that he's constantly so much damage, man. It's almost like he's bringing lightning straight from the sky. Look at the Lanothon with that bomb, but look at him. He's sustaining so much damage.
Oh my. Okay, finally a shutdown. I think there was a wee bit too, greedy there. Joseph there was kind of maybe I think he was trying to make a play or something, but he got shut down pretty quickly there. So that was kind of funny though. They finally get at least 5 kills. It is 5-10 though. The streak isn't too bad, let's say. But oh my goodness me, right now there's 6,800 gold difference. Oh, now it's go back to 6,400 gold difference on which Tartarus is leading. Once again, Aizen looks like he's in trouble. The Purifier is still available though to be used up, but the turtle, the Lord, the first phase Lord has spawned up, and there's no joke, he deals a lot of damage to turrets as well. You need to get that out quickly as well.
The Lord is already marching down the mid lane, and it seems like a Savage Warrior. He has already spent his Fed airstrike, so there's no way you can use that Fed airstrike to zone out, you know, the members of Tartarus team. Prevent them from
Look at
pushing
Joseph. Look at Joseph. He's ready to bonk someone again. He's ready to bonk someone. His HP is low. I think he's gonna be able to use it right now. He's gonna use it. No, he's still saving it though. The bonk. Okay, there we have it. They need to defend this, otherwise they're not gonna do well here. Bonk. Oh, look at that.
the ball.
HP, dude. Full HP. That was a full HP. Get the triple kill as well. Joseph. They ended. This is the second match, dude. Oh my goodness me, what the heck?
Man, this is absolutely crazy. Joseph on that Fredrin with the bongs. He's just absolutely deleting
Oh no!
ultimate, man. He's just deleting them with a single ultimate.
He was just hunting down people, dude. Like the fact that he was there, you know, he didn't even want to regen at that point. He was like, you know what, I'm low HP, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want, and he just goes there and tries to hunt them down. And you saw the bloody Farsa, dude. He had full HP, just one bog, and he just got deleted, dude. Oh my goodness, my forehead hurts, man, thinking about how hard that would have been, and devastating, dude, for the the side of Peaks Plummet here. Team Tartarus are doing so exceptionally well as well, and there we have it, Joseph with the MVP, and it's guaranteed here, I would say, because even though he had a lot, kind of a good amount of assist coming up by Kimi and Nana here, Eden, the fact that he was able to do a lot, in the late game was really, really awesome, because he took down the heroes that needed to be taken down, and it was perfect as well.
Yeah. And yeah, man.
Oh, dude.
Just look at the game duration. First game was 11 minutes and 49 seconds. This is just way shorter than the previous game. Man,
I think this is a...
Yeah. And the fact that it's crazy.
Exactly. Bro, once I think this is the first game where Tartarus finally, what was the word I was looking for? Yeah, I think they put a record here in through International Season 2. I think they have the quickest match ended as well. And it is in the finals, 10 minutes and 41 seconds, dude. That is crazy. But I have to say, hats off to Mookie, bro. I think he is definitely the MVP in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because if he wasn't there to get the turtle there, to help with the turtle, he definitely would have been, they could have had some decent amount of trouble here. But late game would have been decent though. It would have been fine for Tartarus. But the fact that, if he wasn't able to make do and not get in there, I think maybe Fanny would have gone the turtle. And it would have proven a lot more longer match though. Oh my goodness, the highlights are here. Tartarus with the retribution there. We gotta see this again. This is the thing I was talking about. Mookie here, he got the he got the ancestral warrior ready, and there we have it. So much damage too early on the game as well. I think Eisen was the only one to get away from that, in fact.
Man, the fact that Moogie, he's already bringing up the heroes, that's been patched. And the first day itself is just crazy. Look at the highlight there. I really want to see the bonk again here. I feel like there's
the bonk is gonna happen. Oh, dude, this was funny because Farsha really thought he was gonna survive. Farsha really thought he was gonna survive, and there's a bonk there. Dunk. Oh no, wait, this is not the version. I think this is not the one. Okay, he does get a double kill. Both of them get a double kill as well. I think this might be close by. I think this is where the bonk is gonna happen though.
This is the second bonk.
Eats 3 full airstrike damages, dude, along with being taunted by Lemon Air as well. Oh, there is his look, full HP.
Oh my god. Crazy.
Oh, I'm so glad we're having so much fun, dude, because Tartarus would kind of not do something like this, but they're giving so much entertainment here. There we have it once again. Look at that. Once again, the bonk is coming in. Look at Joseph, he's waiting.
Oh my god.
Triple kills here for their side as well. Oh my goodness me.
Man,
But oh man, I have to say that was one hell of a match. Like second
yeah.
match by, you know,
Yeah, the fact that there's nothing scarier than a low HP Fredrin, man. This is the bomb
exactly, dude.
to witness, right? It's just crazy. So yeah, it is gonna be
Exactly.
two guys, and it is definitely the team that you saw. It's Tartarus that's gonna be, heading from here into the international, if I'm not wrong, because this is the finals, right, Sebastian?
Exactly. Exactly, dude. This is crazy because this is not just some platform. This is important for either Charters or Peak to Plummet. This is the finals. It's not just finals. It's not just any finals. It just proves that India is ready for an international play as well. And I'd love to see both of these teams do well, in the international level. But right now we're seeing Tartarus showing huge differences between these two teams and multiple of the teams that they have faced as well. I'm not surprised that Tartarus are doing so well. They practice every day. They're learning about lineups. They're learning about the metas. They're learning about the old heroes that have come back. They're making a comeback. Nana, Alucard, dude, Paquito as well. Paquito is like kind of like a situational hero, but then again, I think it's possible though.
Yeah. And
So,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen,
I feel like this is it. We're just gonna be taking a short break, and we'll be back with the next game, hopefully. Yeah, because I did get a little intel from the bag. It seems like some teams are not responding, but yeah, we'll just be taking a short break, and we'll see how it goes.
oh, no short break. Okay, we just got news that there's not gonna be a short break. It's gonna be long break, I think.
Okay.
There we have it. So, guys, do stay tuned. This is not the end. There is one match left for Tartarus and two more matches. Oh no, sorry. Let's say three more matches for Peak to Plummet as well. But then again, right now we're gonna have it's gonna be Peak to Plummet versus LCF right now, which
Yeah.
is what I'm hearing. I think. So we're gonna be starting in 30 minutes as well, guys. I think Tartarus won. I'm not surprised. That was a clean slate, dude. That was scary as hell. Oh my goodness. I gotta say, if I know I'm getting feedback from the back that we need to close this down, and I'm so sorry, guys. We have to go for 30-minute break because it's gonna be LCF versus Peak to Plummet as well. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the finals. We're gonna be back with the lower bracket finals as well. Thank you so much, guys, for watching in. We love you all, and do stay tuned for the next match. It's gonna start 30 minutes once again. This is Wands and Sebastian signing out.
Hello guys, ladies and gentlemen, viewers out there, we are back again in the Indian Qualifiers 2 International Season 2, and we already had our first game for today, and it was a clean sweep between TRT and Pick to Plummet today for TRT to get that game with a clean sweep. And now Pick to Plummet, with a heavy heart, they were, losing the title, they were losing the game, so now they are back to try to fight for the spots for the grand finals in this lower bracket finals, but things are not as easy as you're gonna be thinking. So they have an obstacle here, and the obstacle is gonna be LCF. So yes, summing it up, it's gonna be LCF together going against Pick to Plummet, and this will be a best of 3 series, and whoever wins this match will be going directly to the finals to face against the biggest team so far, Terrace. And right now onto the casting deck, it will be me alongside Blade. Sorry, Blade Armor.
Oh
it's once, but I think everybody knows, right? Blade Armor once, same.
Nah, guys, please, Debbie, please, not the Blade Armor. It was actually Bolty and his clipper guy, who clipped that.
Yes.
Man, it's just made a meme out of me. But yeah, guys, talking about tonight's game, match number 3. Debbie, you need to stop laughing because I don't know
I'm sorry.
how we're gonna go through this if we're just gonna laugh through the night, right?
Yep. Yeah, man. The jokes aside, in all seriousness, I was actually called elf god right there. We were making a little bit of a joke, but yep. My wish was granted, but yeah. You were casting the first game, right, once?
Yep. Actually, the first game, it was between, it was Sendia and, I forgot the other team's name. But that was basically a walkover because the other team couldn't make it and LCF was supposed to face against that team, but yeah. And as for the second game, it was Tartrus versus Pick to Plummet. And man, after the last game, I feel like Pick to Plummet might carry the bitterness in this third game as well, because that loss that Pick to Plummet they faced against Tartrus was no ordinary loss. It was clean sweep, and on top of that, the drafting that Tartrus they came up with, with the Nana pick, just added a little bit of even an emotional damage, I feel like, because Nana is such an unusual pick. Nana is considered the dark system. She's considered a troll pick, so yeah. Facing against a Nana and to lose the game is like a little bit of emotional damage. But this is the third game. Keeping all that aside, if Pick to Plummet they can come up, they can recover from the loss against Tartrus from previous game and redeem themselves against LCF, then they will finally be able to make it to the grand finals against Tartrus, because that is where they can take the revenge. So for now, to have their pre-revenge, before that they have to face up LCF, and boy, LCF is not a minor team there. It is one of the biggest team in India as well, and to face off against LCF it's gonna be a bit of a challenge as well, right, for
Yep. And I think LCF has been such a challenge for any kind of teams out there. Even though they were knocked into this lower bracket by Terrace, I feel like they are also a team who is the powerhouse in this tournament so far. And right now we are down to 3 teams only. How long we have come from those quarterfinals and 3 stage, and if they can make it out to those places, they are going high ground. So I think LCF, like I mentioned, they are also a very big obstacle. They are very good in what they are doing. They are also a little bit of change up in their rosters as well. Is such a newfound strategy that's gonna be made out too. And talking about strategies, alright, it's the new draft, what am I saying, not draft, the patch has already come forward, and it was a long. I've spent like an hour reading the patches because it was too much. There were so many buffs, there were so many nerfs, and even those stuff in the battle spells, the emblem sets, everything has been changed. So it's like you're gonna try to focus on your assassins, but then also there's gonna be a threat that the utility will also appear too. So I think there's so many things that we're gonna be seeing this time around, and even that I don't really know why the Tartarus picked up the Nana. I think it has to do with the confidence that Eden have, and mind you, it was the second time he picked the Nana in this tournament, and I think he's the only one who have the guts to use it as well. And no changed for the Nana too, but then again he made it work, so I think it's gonna be a little bit of a ego shredder for Pick to Plummet too. And you know, if they get this aggression right and put it all out against LCF, they could have a chance. But then, like you mentioned, LCF is no small team. They are so dependent on, they are so, you know, adaptive on what they are doing. They can, you know, draft to their to what the enemies are pulling up into the table as well, and they are so good in reading out what the strategies of the opponents are always gonna be sometimes. And you know, they also have uniqueness in their draft. They always try to change up small heroes time and again, just one or two, and stick to the metas, but one or two a little bit of a out of theory kind. And this is, you know, one of the reasons why their uniqueness is bringing them to these states. So yeah, in summary, I think these two teams they're so thirsty. They have what it takes to fight in this best of 3 series, and I feel like they just want to get it all right.
Yeah. I mean, we've been yapping for, you know, on and on again. And yeah, well guys, we are just waiting for the teams to get ready to join the lobby and hit that ready button so we can jump straight into the draft. But yeah, before that, we just have to listen to me and baby yap for a while. And yeah, we love so yeah,
We love yapping.
yeah, we're just gonna be yapping for about a while. And yeah, talking about LCF and Plummet. Yeah, they're faced off against one another, if I'm not wrong, even in many tournaments. And I feel like LCF is definitely one of those teams that always give Peak to Plummet a really hard time as well. So you know, Peak to Plummet, they really have to come up with a new strategy, and this is a great chance for them, you know, to do that, because the new patch has just dropped. And man, the patch, it is so huge, so many changes, left to right, heroes, spells, items, passive, whatnot. And boy, let us not forget, our one and only waifu, our Rafaela, has been revamped as well, with a sweet resurrection skill provided to her now. She can, you know, revive teammates that are dead. And that is one heck. What do you think, Debbie?
It's like a Faramis, but not a Faramis, but you're giving the life bane, like the instant respawn time to your teammate, right? And I think it's gonna be really working out well for any teams who's trying to contest for those lords, right? Because most of the time when we see lord dances in the later part of this game, of the game, sometimes the jungle accidentally dies, and then contesting the lord becomes a bit hard. But now that the Rafaela with a new passive is here, there's no risk. They're safe, I would say, and he can respond. He can literally call up the dead teammates right on the perfect time. And yes, I think that also is gonna be changing out a lot of objective text for teams, and I think she's also gonna be prioritized much more than I thought she's gonna be. And we can see the example, right, directly already into the first 2 games that we have seen. Kimi played the Rafaela so well, and even with any kind of combination that they have, even with the assassin together, it was actually very good. So maybe those kind of change up and the metas is gonna be impacting all our players too. But we cannot forget that assassins are buffed as well. Some assassin got nerfed. It's the Hayabusa, absolutely. Assassins buff and nerfs are there. Utilities buffed and nerfs also there. Even the mazes, and everyone's getting touched. But oh wait.
Oh.
No. It's not. All the heroes are tweaked a little bit. Sometimes they're stabilized right now, and even the roser also might appear. And I've seen a lot of the roser players who have been doing well on those just because the hero was gone. They weren't able to play it well, and I think we might see it spawning out. And I don't think he's gonna be going into the goal lane this time around, but Rosa is more compatible in the jungle. I think that has to be it. That has to be the only change that I'm gonna be seeing for his side as well. But there's so many changes. But yeah, LCF and Picture Plummet, though, they are very assassin-oriented teams. Saramun so good on those assassins, especially the Hayabusa or even the Ling. I mean, the Ling is maybe not his first choice, but for a Terran, though, the Ling and the Venny is possibly the first choice that he always have. But we cannot forget Saramun is also so good on the Retribution too. Yeah, just comparing the jungles at this point. But yeah, they are also good on the utilities, right? But I would say Saramun have an edge on the utility jungles if we compare to Terran, because Terran is more focused on micro skills and Saramun is more adaptive. So maybe LCF can use it and exploit it too.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely right, because Saramun, right? He's just a really good player, and to underestimate him, it's like axing your own feet, and that's what they have to look out for, because LCF Saramun is just way too good. And talking about Picture Plummet, right? I'm still flabbergasted by the fact that Skyzen so young. He is just so young, yet he plays so professionally. So that is one thing that I really love to bring out again and again, because at such a young age he's already making leaving such a footprint, such a mark in the esport community. And he is one of the fan favorite as well, because he's just he's just a kid who's really down to earth. He's humble, he converses with everyone, and he's just he's just himself.
A humble kid with action packed in the goal lane. And I think he wasn't he didn't sign that much into the into the upper bracket finals that we have just seen recently, because he has been shut down quite a lot by Turtles most of the time, and I don't think he's even comfortable on the heroes that he's getting. So maybe there's a possibility that he might try to bite the bullet this time around and go all in for whatever heroes he's provided with. And I think, like you mentioned, he's also a good player. He's so young also. He have a lot of ways to be adapting to this kind of new metas as well, and I think this can also be his redemption arc, because I don't think he was using his full potential into those games that they were against Turtles, and these against LCF they might just locked in and maybe try to go against any goal laner that he's gonna be facing now for the side of LCF too. And maybe they are just too pumped up, like, even though there are moments where the mentality works, right? They just lost, so the mentality might be down, but then again they just lost, so the redemption arc might start again if they are a cool guy, just that. And maybe there are also times that they will also make a comeback, but we'll never know because LCF, we cannot rule them out, because with their new lineup again, they are really comfortable together, and they have been proving us quite a lot how they are playing. They are kind of messy in their own way, but also make it work most of the time. They also make it work most of the time, I think. And this is the power that LCF provide, and I think Picture Plummet, they have to try to read this out too.
Yeah. And they definitely have to come up with something against LCF, because as you said, Skyzen on his goal lane, he's just not getting those comfort picks that he needs, and that is always the one that shuts him down, and be such a menacing trouble to him. And as for Picture Plummet as a whole, I feel like they've kind of fallen short on their communication skills, because I feel like in the past they had such a good coordination, communications and stuff, but now it seems like they're kind of falling off. But Debbie, one thing I'd like to talk about is wow, I just love the quality of your mic because man, you're sitting in a totally a different room, but boy, your mic is so powerful. It's like catching all the noises. I can hear your siblings or yeah in the background. So that's really cute.
Hey, yeah, I was in a quiet room, but somehow it passed through that. You know what? I'll just go them just a little bit, but yep. This is provided by a C3 yourself, so I'm really thankful for that. And I've been excited to pass these reds too. And there we go. Talking about exciting, there we are. We have our long awaited timing for the drafting phase, but are we not even ready? Because I've seen Blade Armor again onto the screen.
Oh my god.
Nah, man, I can't hold it in most of the time. It's just too funny, but yeah. That's your signature name at this point, your stage name. But yeah, okay, there we go. Drafting phase. We are gonna be starting for the first match here now. Picture Plummet versus Lakshmi Chit Fun, and Picture Plummet will be having the first bands. And look at that, their bands are pretty interesting, sticking to the old age band ones.
Oh, definitely the old age band, pretty antediluvian because the Badang, the Phobias, old bands, meta EXP, and yeah, pretty reasonable to ban them out because we've seen even Tatras, they really like to target these kind of heroes, and boy, I've not seen Tatras, in previous 2 games leaving out Badang even once. So that's what we have to keep in mind because the Badang can be really troublesome. And as for LCF, they are highly aware that Sharon, he is an assassin player, and that is what they're exactly doing. They're shutting down his assassin hero pool. They're taking out the Fanny as well as the Backshot because they do not have the first pick. So to open a Backshot would be really dumb. So they're just gonna take out our guy, our Tortoise, out of the picture, and yeah, just gonna be going with the usual draft, pretty standard, nothing out of the ordinary here because the new patch just dropped and it feels like they're not actually focused on the heroes that have been patch buffed. So yeah, they're just gonna go with the old draft as well. And yeah, look at the bans coming up from the side of Peak. It's the same ban as well. Kalia being banned out. Pretty standard, don't you think, Debbie?
Yeah, I think they always ban the Kalia because I think most of the time they just do not use it, or they just don't want their assassins to get countered too. But for LCF though, I really understand why they ban away the Fanny because, like you mentioned already, the Fanny is always gonna be taken away, as well as the Hayabusa too, even with the change up into the Petis. Okay. Oh no! Another Raphael we are gonna be seeing onto the side plate Plummet. This time around, Yusa Luminaire will be using this Raphaela into the room, and they're gonna be needing a little bit of a sustain into the XP either or the jungle, and I don't think they want to go for a sustain jungler, so they had to have a higher heavy early game hero into the mid lane too. But look at that, the Gatot Gacha also still coming into play. This guy hasn't been nerfed, so I think it's still gonna be working out well. And I like a Gatot Gacha early pick because he kind of counter a lot of immobile mages, not just to try to kill them, but to try to distract them from their own ultimate so far, and that also gonna be working. I'm stuttering just a little bit, but look at the Granzer though. No change in this guy.
Yeah, I feel like Peak to Plummet, they have really learned from their mistakes because in the previous 2 games against Startress, they did not ban out the Fanny even once. Not the Fanny, my bad, sorry guys. They did not ban out the Rafaela despite her being revamped, given a resurrection skill. They did not, respect that. They did not respect our angelic healer, and they just left her open, which really cost them the game because, wow, Kimmy was you're doing so good onto that Rafaela, and oh my god, just when I mentioned the name Kimmy, Peak to Plummet here comes up with a Kimmy pick, which is a coincidence, a pretty good one. And boy, look at this Peak. Look at Peak to Plummet. They have a pretty solid picks here. what do you think? They have a Lucas, they have a Kimmy, as well as a Rafaela. They're really cooking up something because, boy, looking at their composition, they look really, really strong. What do you think, Debbie?
I really like the Kimi pick here because with the Rafaela, I think that they're gonna be a deadly combination so far, and the clearance is gonna be good as well. And I think that the Lucas completely left open by LCF is just. I also think they do have ways to try to counter this hero, but Lucas has been nerfed down to the ground, just a little to the ground, not reaching the ground, but almost above the ground. Yeah. But he's, the change, the nerf is gonna be quite palpable. But then again, they have the Rafaela this time around, and so the heal, the speed, the movement is all gonna be there. The stun also, the resurrection also is gonna be there all in one. So for the first 3 picks right now, it's really scary for the side of pick to Plummet. But then LCF, they are trying to stick to the late game part because they want the Sicilian here, and if they pick out the Sicilian, they're gonna be needing a little bit of a good clearance into the jungle too, or even a little frontliner too. Maybe the Verdun might also appear, we'll never know, because when you take a weak early game mate, you do not really want to go for the assassin. But if you want to risk it all out, you can still go, but it will be dependent on how much micro you're gonna be building out from there. But look at the bends coming through for the side of LCF. Iritel taken away.
Yeah, I mean, talking about, LCF, they are definitely leaning towards the late game with the pick, such as the Sicilian and the Granger, because these heroes are the Sun Jingwoo of Mobile Legends. They're just gonna get stronger and stronger as they stack up. And that is what, Peak to Plummet can take advantage of, because if they do not have the stacks, they have no damage. And, if they have the early snowball, early game farm, early game lead, they can absolutely obliterate LCS. Because, look at the picks, man. They have the Gathon, fine, but he's not the best hero with the best crowd control skills. He can't really catch heroes like Kimmy, because heroes like Kimmy, with the first skill, she can basically fly away, and with the second skill, immobilize as well. So the Gathod will have a really hard time catching these kind of heroes. And as for the Lucas, he is nerfed. His energy region has been, cut down by half, but I feel like that is just to balance him out, because we've seen that how prevalent he has been in the meta all this time without any nerfs, any adjustment. I feel like this is just well deserved, because the energy bar, it stacks up really fast.
Fight for the ultimate answer.
Even if you don't hit a target, it gradually stacks up. And despite this nerf, he can hit jungle creeps, hit minions, and just stack up that energy bar to get the beast flight form. So I feel like this nerf will not hit him that hard, and it's a pretty balanced adjustment on the Lucas, because we have seen how dominating he has been, right? Since the day he was released, he has not been touched. Oh my god, talking about touching, here comes our mommy Hilda with that axe, and she is definitely gonna obliterate me. She's gonna cut the Lucas into pieces, because he's an animal and she is a hunter, so she's gonna chase his trail, and definitely be a lot of hindrance to the Lucas in the early game, because she has what is that? The defense reduction on her passive, and that defense reduction is really high. It can go up to 36 to 40%, and 36 to 40% magic and physical damage reduction is way too much. And oh my lord, Debbie, look at the peak to Plummet. What are they cooking here? It is a mid-lane Kimmy, as well as a goal lane Claude, and boy, a XP your anus here. So that is pretty good lineup coming up from the side of Peak, because they have a lot of frontline. They have the Uranus, they have the Lucas, as well as the support from the back, which is definitely the Rafaela. So this is going to create a lot of space for the Claude and the Kimmy to dish out damage from the back. So Lakshmi shit fun here. They really have to maintain the early game dominance, and boy, look at that. Talking about the early game dominance, they are cooking up with a Derot pick, which is a really solid pick, because he can reduce your armor by 65%, which is really good. And boy, they really need that 65% penetration against the Uranus, especially in the early game.
That was a lot of, it teams up in all the metas that we are talking about, and Uranus appearing into the last part also give chance for Lakshmi to go for the Dairas, who's gonna be, breaking all the armors. And no 0 CC for the side of pick to Plummet, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen, into the first game of this lower bracket finals. Pick to Plummet versus LCF. Will LCF make their name soaring to the high, or will Pick to Plummet pack up from the previous loss and pick to the top? We will see only when we have this time soaring in between two of these. They are going to be marching into this fight, and we're going to be seeing who's going to be coming out on top.
Definitely, we will see that, in a while, because it is just the early phase of the game, and both sides are just going to be farming up for now until the jungler hits that level 4 and, provide the early game rotation. And yeah, talking about, the jungler here, I feel like, Hero can be a really troublesome hero to heal up against in the early phase of the game, because he just deals so much burst right off the early game. And yeah, they have to really look out for that guy, because that guy is really troublesome. And boy, look at the look at the PXP. They're just exchanging blows after blows. And boy, this is gonna go for eternity, because both Hilda and Uranus, they can heal up in the bush. So that's not going to be a problem for these two EXP laners. One is gonna heal from passive, and one is just gonna heal from the bush. So that is gonna be like a anime fight that's gonna go on for long enough. But and yeah, it's just gonna be here a lot of space being revealed by the roamer of P2 Plummet, which is our guy Lenny.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about when LCF will never know what we will be getting, because Rudy was mostly likely to always go into the room. He's going into the jungle right now and stuck into the mid lane. So this is the surprise factor that LCF always provide. But look at the start of this turtle. Terran will be the first to secure it onto this Lucas, and there's no contest coming out from the side of LCF as well. And I think this is a very wise decision for them to go to, because when you see a Lucas who's always already ahead in a combination with a healer, a Rafaela, and a strong mid laner with this Kimito, you do not really want to contest the first turtle. But then again, there might be some connection coming out from them too, because they do understand that this is not really a win. But look at that, the holy baptism and the fraction pulse collecting as well. Error, he's just taking a lot of damage with the revitalize being popped again, and the best ways will be used. But onto the bot lane, the beast from Terran might be in trouble. He's taken very low, and first one by Kozo here. The heal is not enough, and Aizen with the revitalize will be sole survivor, but not helping his jungle. But the respawn is there with the Rafaela, so I think it's fine.
Yeah, man, this is what I was talking about. The early game, the rod is gonna be such a problem for the side of P2 Plummet, because he's just gonna be melting you, and yeah, talking about melting, yeah, I don't know what to say that. Yeah, but, yeah, so
Wait,
yeah, we really have to what? Okay, Debbie. Yeah.
Oh, look at that, Rudy! Oh my god, he does have the Rondo to survive, but onto the bot lane, the Cold with the damage. Aizen taken down. Not much of a response coming out from Peak to Plummet again. And this has to be again for the side of LCF time and again, just because of this Dyrus onto the jungle. What do you think, Lance?
Oh my gosh, this Dyrod, man, he is such a menace, because he's the one dealing so much damage, providing penetration for the team to penetrate through such thick armor. And boy, he's just, the key to win this game, because oh my god,
AOZ onto Lemon here, won't be able to survive, and NT will be the one securing that kill, but Tyrion take it very low with the beast form, and the step combo will not be enough. But look at that, the performance is there from the side of Savage Warrior, securing a kill onto Error, but Blazing Duet onto the backside, no one taken down. The BMI is there for and Pearls is also there onto 2 members. Kozo will be falling down for the first time in this game, and NT might be in trouble here too, but he does have the seal, the way to survive, and he will be able to walk away from this long team fight. But look at that, that was a little bit of conspiracy coming out from that side. Aizen is trying to lift him more. He might be able to secure it, but no, not enough. But the turtle will be secure by Terrin here. But onto the top lane again, Error already back into the picture, but nothing again for the side of LCF. But the turtle will be secured by Terrin, and this will be a little bit of a comeback for the side of Victor Plummet.
Oh, they definitely got to come back with, you know, with the top lane team fight that happened, because they got to pick up 2 kills. Not only that, Charon on the other side of the map, he got to pick up the turtle as well. But then again, let's not forget our guy here, Rudy. He just split pushed with the Granger there on the bot side, so managed to, you know, take some resources, and yeah, he's just gonna be a really troublesome guy. Oh, look at that, Debbie.
Oh, holy baptism. Kozo might be in trouble, taken very low, but the Detonatas will be dealing a lot of damage onto Aizen. But nothing casualty, nothing just yet. No one falling down, but Error might be next, but he will not be able. Okay, he will be able to survive because the Revitalize is there to help him survive, and there was not much of a casualty, but a war with no deaths.
Ooh, that was definitely a war with no deaths, but then again, a lot of resource being spent from the side of LCF, because they have no ultimates on the good god, as well as the spell Revitalize. And boy, look at the Hilda, just, you know, tanking so much damage there, just being such a big punching bag for the side of LCF, as well as the good god. But then again, you know, they really have to look out for the Claude, especially in the late game, as well as the King, because these two, they can really melt them in the late game. And yeah, just look at that. This is gonna be another skirmish on the mid here.
Oh, freaking poles, the Tony is there, the availability. Oh, Skyzen into the backline with the blazing duet. Will not be able to secure another kill, but Error will be falling down again. A lot of skirmishes, a lot of green lights wasted by LCF, but then again picked up Plummet with the gain onto the mid side, and there we go, instant replay.
That was one heck of a set, you know, from our guy, Savage Warrior. The way he uses this ultimate right on time and provides such a perfect set, it's just absolutely crazy. Look at that, man. Oh my god.
Oh my god. There was...
Wow.
I think it was perfect, right? The BMI, oh, onto the bot lane, go Terrin! With the base one will not be able to survive. Rudy with the kill, getting him down. Aizen is just trying to chase onto him as well. The blazing duet into the picture again, hitting no one as of now, but Rudy will have to flicker away. He needs to walk away, but Anti will be securing a kill onto the backside. Savage Warrior falling down, but Aizen is there again, just trying to get something. But oh, Skyzen getting a kill onto Rudy. 2 kills already, but Anti will be shutting him down. No Claude available in this game, and Pick to Plummet, they have to back away.
That's a lot of you know, casualty from both sides of the teams, because Pick to Plummet, they lost 2 members. On the other side, you know, LCF, they lost 3, so that was a trade for both sides of the team. But I feel like you know, LCF, they still have the higher edge, because Sicilian is still stacking up without any pause, as well as a danger. So once the pre-show is high on stacks, especially around 800, that is when he's gonna really overwhelm the members from the side of Plummet. And as of now, we see the Hilda also being such a hindrance for our guy here, because he's just, you know, baiting up so many ultimates from that Fela. He just forced out the Holy Baptism from Lemonade so he could get into safety.
And I think he's able to provide a lot of vision, and I don't think this is the best game for this Raphael this time around, because there's a lot of pressure coming off on the tankier members most of the time. But you know, this young guy on this card, Kaizen, has been doing so amazing onto this hero, able to dive into the backline, getting kills here and there, and always perfectly on time. And I think for Pick to Plummet, they better set up for him. Okay, 2 stun onto the backline though, and he might be going for something here. The AOZ connecting all the 2 people. Kozo will be able to secure a kill onto Sky, and the Revitalize is there to help him survive a double kill onto the Tyrus, onto the backlines though. Savage Warrior will not be able to survive. 2 down. The DPS falling down to the side of Picture Plummet, and the Lord will be free for the taking for the side of LCF. No one might be contesting here, and there we go. Kozer will be securing the first lot of this game.
Wow. With this, LCF are definitely back on the advantage side because they have taken down two members, which were, you know, the high DPS from the side of Peak Plummet without losing any casualty. And that was a really big mistake for, you know, for Peak Plummet to just commit to that fight because the damage from the side of LCF is just way too much as of now. It is really overwhelming and they are, you know, snowballing really hard in the game. And they have managed to even take the Lord. And as we see, the Lord is marching down the top lane. But then again, on the bot side, a lot of fight going on.
Beast form will be used. Tarin will be in trouble. 3 men onto his face. What was he doing there? He will not be able to survive. But yeah, there we go. The response time for that Raphael, the new passive, is there to help him get back into the Glen of Dawn again. Anti just trying to look for more, but the taunt is there onto Aizen. Might be in trouble. The revitalize will be popped again. 2 men. Oh, onto the backline. The BMI and the blazing turret will be used. A mega kill for Anti. Will be securing the kill onto Aizen as well. But Kozo with another kill. Aizen will be falling down. A lot of skirmishes happening. Tarin will be able to secure another kill. Error will be falling down next in line, but NT will have to walk away. 2 men chasing him down with that slow down. It will not be enough because he does have a speed up onto his kit, and that will be the end of the war again.
Oh my god, we really need to take a look at an instant replay because that was just absolutely beautiful. Just look at, you know, LCF positioning themselves so well, you know, just being there on the safer side of the on the zone and, you know, just dealing so much damage. But then again, even Peak Plummet, they retaliate and, you know, they fight back at LCF and, you know, they're just not gonna let them pin them down and, you know, get victory here. Oh my god!
Oh my goodness. BMI is there to help him survive. Skyzen with the blazing duet securing a kill onto Goza, who does secure a kill onto Savage Warrior when he was farming to the bot lane though, into the boosters though. But yep, there will be a trade words for Pick to Plummet because that was a jungle falling down for the side of LCF, and the law will be up in less than 30 seconds, and I think Pick to Plummet, they will try to go for the long waves here.
Yep. I mean, Debbie, despite the fact that LCF, they have the higher kills, I really love the fact that, you know, Peak Plummet here, they have a equal goal with LCF. They are on par with the goal lead, and there's not much of a difference. But then again, another the side of Peak Plummet, the lost guy, our guy here, it's gonna be Anti, you know, he's just gonna get picked up because he just went 1v4 on the top lane, which was not a wise decision. He could get punished for that. And yeah, if LCF, they, you know, keep doing this, they might as well lose the game because it takes, you know, one death after the another to throw the game away.
Yep, there we go. The Beast Farm will be used. Error isolated amongst these members. The AOZ is there to help him survive. Kozo will be able to secure the Lord. Rudy with the kill on the Aizen as well. They are looking for more. Tarin falling down, and Kozo will be falling down to the hands of Savage Warrior again onto this Kimmy. But Rudy though, he's trying to look for more. But Skyzen falling down in a 1v1 situation, looking for something that he couldn't compare. But look at that Aizen with another kill. No, it was Anti actually. Savage Warrior falling down, and he will be able to kill one important member for the side of Pick to Plummet, and LCF will not be having the time. Will be having the time to dive in and get the turret and hunt it down. But look at that, Lemonade might be in trouble again. The flash of Oasis will not be enough, and he will be falling down with that bad impact, and that is the kill.
Wow, the damage, oh my god, the amount of damage LCF are dealing, it is just way too crazy. The burst, the Rhapsody, the bad impact, the bad piece. Oh, look at that, they go in and they just get melted.
That was perfect, but Tarin will be able to get the kill, but Savage Warrior back into the picture here again. Double kill, he's just getting the redemption arc at this point. LCF with the throw again.
Oh my gosh, Debbie, you just need to hype up this instant replay because I feel like this did not receive enough. Oh, just look at that. Oh my god.
That was such an amazing replay out there, and a lot of oh, look at that! There was a beast form being used, and Terran with those kills and the eyes, he was able to survive. Savage Warrior getting another double kill again. I think that was a good one, a hell of a good trade for them, and a way for them to survive in this game as fast as I can tell, because even with the gold lead that LCF has already accumulated, they're losing it time and again.
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely losing when it comes to the team fight as well, because sometimes it is, LCF that's winning the team fight, but sometimes it's beat to Plummet. It's just about, the timing where one goes in and takes the kills and, backs off. But talking about objective-wise, I feel like LCF is definitely on the higher edge here, because they have taken down a lot of turrets, and with those two lords, they managed to, took down the inhibitors from the top lane as well. And now there's only two turrets standing on the side of Peter Plummet. And man, we are already 15 minutes into the game, but there's just so much
Yeah.
on, so many skirmishes. We can't even get a moment to take a look at the items. So I feel like this time around, these teams are going to chill out a bit. So, we can take a moment and analyze the items from both of these teams.
Yeah, we have to see what the items are already, because also we are gonna be needing the to see the stacks of what already of the Miraca on the Sicilian already accumulated, because we'll never know what the bats is gonna do to them as well. But the Lord is gonna be onto the focus by the side of LCM, because they do have a very big opening in the top, also being pushed down in advantageous side for the side of LCF again, and no contest. Lemonnier might be in trouble getting stunned down. The beast farm will be used, but Kozo will be able to secure the Lord. Another kill onto the hands of Miraca, again onto the backline. Beast form. Tyron might be in trouble though. LCF, Dragon Balls onto 3 members there again. Eisen will not be able to sustain that much. He can't do anything about it at this point. Blue buff Sicilian doing everything and anything that he could to try to get and soak away, give away any kind of damage that he could provide.
Oh my god, the scariest thing about late game Sicilian is when he is paired up with purple buff. And boy, this guy, he's just gonna be spamming that bat impact like there is no tomorrow, because he's just dealing way too much damage already. And look at the amount of damage he's dealing, even to a tank. Oh my god, the tank goes long.
Ooh, there we go. There's a lot of damage coming through. The Lord still very healthy onto the back lines. Those guys and able to get the kill onto Andy, but the base is onto the focus on the side of LCF. Rudy with the basic attacks will be able to get this first game. LCF leading one game for now against Peak to Plummet. What a good game, well played, a lot of throws, a lot of uniqueness in this wrestling, and LCF able to make it into the first game.
Wow, that was a beautiful first game, don't you think? Despite there being such a difference between these two teams, I feel like Peak to Plummet, they really put on a really good show against LCF. They really held their ground and really stretched the game as well. And despite having the disadvantage in the early phase of the game, they just still held their ground and just kept fighting against LCF. But then again, it is a Sicilian and a Granger that we're talking about. These two heroes are just gonna get stronger and stronger as the game proceeds, and there is no way that any hero can soak up so much damage from the amount of stacks these two can farm up and deal the damage. And boy, our MVP is gonna be none other than our guy Anti with the Hilda. I did not expect Anti to be the MVP, but boy, Anti was the one taking so much damage, absorbing so much damage, being the punching bag, and always revealing those bushes, opening up the map for the team, and just being the sacrificial lamb for his team. And boy, it is a very well deserved MVP as well. And this is game number 3, match number 1, Peak to Plummet versus LCF, and it is definitely LCF that won this match number 1. So it is a best of 3. There is still hope for Peak to Plummet to come back with a redemption arc, because they already lost against Tatras in the previous game as well. So they the stakes are really high, and if they do not make it against LCF here, it is going to be a bye for them, because it is going to be LCF that will proceed to the finals against Tartarus.
Yep, and yeah, the stakes are definitely high, but look at the stats right now. The rich guy is Kozo onto the jungle. This guy on the direct. This is such an amazing way to start the game, man. Going for the fighter jungle and just being a snowbally guy. That's just good. But also the damage dealt here. 87k onto the hands of the Sicilian. This also means that they already went to the very later part of this game where the stacks are too high and he's just dealing a lot of damage also. But and we cannot forget Aizen was a sandbag here at that point, because I don't think there was anyone onto the side of Picture Plummet who was able to soak out the damage coming through except for him. Even Terrain was taken down all the time, and yeah, it wasn't the best case scenario for them. But best swingman though, it's funny to say, maybe it's the increase though, but a lot of disengage and re-engagement coming out from this guy onto this Gatot Gacha. I think he's doing really well on this hero, so no wonder they're just doing it so good. And yeah, a little bit of highlights being seen here. What do you think about all these ones?
Oh, I feel like there's a lot gonna go here. Look at the AOG, man. Just
Yeah.
right on top.
All was perfect, man. Even all the kills that they have secured, right? All this is what I was talking about when I was saying the AOZs. It was used as a lot of most of the time used as an engage tool, and most of the time it can be used as a disengage tool. And he was doing so well onto this hero too. And yeah, a lot of fights were started when the Gatot Kacha dive in, and this Lord security was so amazing, and it was also a little bit of a turning point for the side of LCF, right? Because they were throwing just a little bit and losing out their members when they couldn't dive in, and that Lord security I thought that Pick Deployment has it, but it was actually LCF who did it good. And yeah, opening and cracking out a lot of inhibitors at that point, and we can see the Lord also very healthy. No one was there to soak or get it away from the base, and even Skyson here, he wasn't able to do anything at this point. The Blazing Duet, it wasn't enough. He's not the best attack speed marksman here in this game. If they had a Moskov or someone else, or a Nathan also, which is buffed by the way, it could have they could have cleared it just a little bit.
I mean, you point out the flaws really well, because I feel like the Claude was just not it, because definitely he did go in previously in the early and mid game with Blazing Duet pretty well, but in the late game he did kind of fall off, because Claude is really squishy, and to dish out the damage he really needs to stay in one position and hit those basic attacks, and that is what he cannot do, because the damage from the side of LCF is just way too overwhelming. And as you said, even Moskov, even Nathan would have been way better, because they can reposition themselves easily. Nathan, with his ultimate, he can just place it at the back with a clone, just deal out so much damage. He can even clear out the Lord really fast, as well as the minion. And with the recent buff that he has received, where his stack, it no longer decays. He just needs to hit a target continuously, and the stacks are just gonna stay maintained. And as for the Moskov is also pretty good. He has the Abyssal Step, the Spear of Misery, Spear of Destruction, and the penetration on his basic attack is way too good as well.
Yep, that was all that we could see so far. That was a little bit inside of what we are gonna be seeing into the next round as well, because we'll never know what we're gonna be receiving upon any kind of events that we're gonna be seeing so far. And I really love to see a little of a buff hero too, and maybe put the Lucas away. I mean, I don't mind the Lucas, but in that composition, I think he was a little too squishy, and it could have really worked well if it was if they were able to engage and properly. And one thing I'm pretty sure is that the Uranus, even though it's buffed, they really needed a form of crowd control, and they could have just tried to engage most of the time, right? Because LCF doesn't have the best crowd control, and the only dependable one was the the AOZ, and it was used
Yep.
so well most of the time. And I think LCF, they have their strategies right, and this time around we might be seeing a bit of a change up into the draft of Picture Plummet as well, because I think their mentality is also mixed and confusing. They lost games already, and now they even lost the first game this time around, and the pressure is still gonna be high, and they are still gonna be into the first big Picture Plummet and versus LCF. We're gonna be seeing again into the second game, and the bans are up, and still Picture Plummet sticking to their original bans.
Yeah, and this time around, Peach Plummet, they really need to relax a bit, take a breath, and just let go of the stress, because as a player, you feel so much stress when you play games back to back, and that is what Peach Plummet they've been doing. They played against Tartarus 2 games, they lost, and wow, again they come against LCF, and that is something which can be really exhausting for them as well, because they've been playing back to back, and so they just need to take a breather, chill out their mind, and concentrate on the game in a much calmer way, because the way they've been playing the game, it seems like they're just not in the right place here, because there's just that rush with the Peach Plummet, so they really need to take a chill pill and just play the game how they usually do. And as for LCF, they're just LCF, and they're gonna do their own thing, because they are a big team, and that is that can put a lot of pressure on Peach Plummet as well, because they know that LCF is a big team, they are a powerful team, and to face up against this, it can be it can put a lot of stress, you can become nervous, and you can just lose your chill. And so Debbie, talking about the ban, why don't you just take me through the bans, because looking at the bans, I feel like these are the most standard bans out there.
Still, there are, but where it's just like reminiscence of the first drafting phase that we have seen into the first game. Both the teams are still sticking to what they are really, really believing in, and I really like that actually. But the thing is, the thing about Picture Plummet is that I don't think they have the best Baxia users here.
Yeah.
I don't think Aizen plays the Baxia well, neither does Tarin, neither does Lemonier, because I think that they like to, they like to go for the CC much more than this Baxia, so I think it's a wasted ban here, but we'll never know, because maybe there are something that LCF knows and some kind of strategies that they're still going for. But it's like we're seeing the restream version of the first game, the Rafaela pick again. It's gonna be a redemption arc for Lemonier here, who's much more comfortable on the set heroes. He's going for the support again. But look at LCF though, double threat. It's gonna be Kimmy mid lane as well as the Granger, the range, the bullets flying all over the map. It's gonna be so high.
Wow, just as they pick Kimmy and Granger, here comes the most classic counter for the Granger. Gonna be the Irtel herself. And I feel like the Irtel might work here, because they have Rafaela, and that extra movement speed can, be really sweet for our girl Irtel here. But then again, talking about the Irtel, it can still be a little, underwhelming to deal against the Granger, because the Granger with the Rhapsody, if he manages to even hit 2 to 3 bullets, he can take down a lot of HP, especially against marksmen, because they're really squishy, right? And the guy, once he has the BOD with the Dead Sonata, he can poke the hell out of this Irtel and that Rafaela as well. So they really need, those tanky front lines, that can soak up damage, provide space for the Irtel to deal up the damage that she needs to do. And I feel like this is where, the Fredrin as a jungler could fit in, as well as a high crowd control tank that can, soak up a lot of damage as well. And talking about, Peach Plummet here, they have even secured the Farsa on their side, which is kind of okay. I don't know how the Farsa is gonna work out here, because she has the Fade Airstrike, which is a good sniping skill, but then again, they're lacking the main component that they need to have in a certain lineup, which is crowd control. And Farsa is definitely not one of those heroes that has the best crowd control. Obviously, she has the curse scroll, which she can throw an enemy, mark them, and use another skill to stun them. But that is like a really a big hassle, you know, to just put one stun on a hero. And the fact that LCF, they have a good thought, that is a big plus point for them, because the Gathot can easily go into the backline with the AOG and interrupt the Farsa's feather airstrike. So even if you use the feather airstrike, the Gathot will dive right in to disrupt your ultimate.
Yeah, the father airstrike. I hear you.
Oh my god, the father airstrike.
Oh my god, why do I always hear the mistakes that once made? But yeah, it was. Oh my god, there was a little bit of a I think I completely agree with that. Too early for a Farsa pick here. Even though she's considered as a soft counter for the Kimi, because she does have a bit of mobility as well as a good clearance speed and range too. I do not like the Farsa very early, because the Gatot is there as a threat. He's not going to be having the best time trying to use the ultimate most of the time. It's going to be cancelled away. And I think Lakshmi Chitfun, they do really have a very good early lineup again. Meanwhile, if we compare their direct opening up of the cards for the side of Pick to Plummet, they already have their mind straight on what heroes they are going to be sending into which lane. Meanwhile, for LCF, they're still flexing onto this Gacha here. So still, Picture Plummet, they need to ban some roam heroes or even some XP heroes, and I think that has to be it. But oh, look at that, the Suyu coming into play for LCF. But then again, Picture Plummet put their hands on the Arlot and the Fredren combination. These two combination is, Azo, when the Arlot was out and the Fredren was already there, these two has been completely being a havoc in the Land of Dawn most of the time, used together. Even with the Arlot damage build, it worked. And yeah, I think this is such a good way to try to bring back all those kind of meta again, because I also think that LCF, they ban away the comfort for Tarin too, that has the last option. But look at that, change up into their heroes again. Uranus already now onto the side of LCF.
Yep. I mean, talking about Pick to Plummet, as I was saying, they really need to bring up those tanks that can chunk down, that can actually absorb a lot of damage, and that is where they throw in the Fredren. But as for the Arlot, I'm not really sure how he's going to work out, because Arlot, first of all, he is a hero with good crowd control as well as damage and sustain. But then again, to catch heroes like Kimi and Granger, it's going to be really tough, because these heroes are really mobile. Kimi, she can flash, she can immobilize. Granger, he can just basically turn on the Rhapsody and move back, and it's going to be tough for the Arlot to catch these unless he does combo. And that is going to be like very rarely, because the Flicker has 120-second cooldown. So that is he really needs to take make use of the bushes if he really wants to catch these heroes off guard. And yeah, with that, Debbie, we are back into the Land of Dawn. This is game number 3, match number 2, Peak to Plummet versus LCF.
Yep, and we are back to see excellent packed games right now for Peak to Plummet. It's a redemption arc for them. There are ways to prove to themselves that they can have a comeback into the lower bracket. But LCF also, they have been thriving to get to the top spot though. But Anti under this Uranus with a good clearance speed, able to walk in right there with the Revitalize as well. He was able to steal the red buff right off the start. And there's a response coming up on the side of Aizen, but he have to flicker away. Nothing much used just yet, but a lot of steel. Aizen might be in trouble. He has to dash in and out, but Anti though, he still does have a way to survive. But there we go, first blood in the hands of the Farsa. But look at that, the damage is done, because Tarin is not gonna be having the level lead. Then he needs no red buff for now, and he's gonna be losing the Retribution as well. And Kozo will decide to secure that small creep onto the other side, but error into the picture as well. The taunt is committed into the Tarin, falling down again to the hands of the Gacha. Gacha 2, flicker saved. not will be able to save the Savage Warrior with no stun here. Kozo and LCF have to back away. What a good gameplay, but top bot lane though Aizen haven't been able to have a response to rotation that NT's been making. And this is gonna be greatly affecting the early game of Pick to Plummet, especially the Fredrin.
Yeah. I mean, they have, really invaded the early game for Pick to Plummet, and they have just, delayed the farm of the Fredrin. And man, if the Fredrin does not have farm, then he's going to be useless. And yeah, just look at that.
Aizen will be taken down. Oh my goodness, that was a good traction pulse used by Asuna right there into the Kemi though. But look at that, the stun is there. Error just trying to zone away all the way to the red buff terrain. He's still level 3 and he will not be able to go and get his buff again because the turtle will be secure. But Asuna though with a kill on to the Lemonier, not able to survive with the Rafaela with the heal. Nothing much to help him save the day. Look at the level gap for the Zungles though.
Yeah.
Level 3 for Terrin and level 5 for Kozo already.
I mean, man, the way LCF are just dominating this early game is actually crazy. The amount of invasion that they're doing is just so constant. They are not backing off from the invasion. They're just gonna go right to steal the buff. But it is gonna be our guy here, the Fredrin, that will be securing the red tree. But then again, this guy is really underfarmed because Charon, he is merely just level 5. And boy, look at our guy here. Our guy Kozo, he's already level 6 or level 7 if I'm not wrong. Man, our guy Charon, he's not even level 5. He's merely just level 3.
Okay, look at the taunt coming through. Anti will be able to revitalize onto the onslaught, but Terrin here will be able to walk away with style, but Aizen might be in trouble here. Oh, the flicker coming through. Asuna with that flicker will be able to just down the damage onto Aizen, will be able to fall down again, but response is there with the resurrection time. Oh, look at that stun coming in. Aizen.
Oh my god.
It's not Aizen, but AOZ on the backline, so Anti will be able to secure a kill onto Terrin. The final slash will be there. Savage Warrior falling down, but Error will be the only casualty, but Anti is the backline as well, creating a lot of troubles onto Aizen again. The stun is committed too, but this is something that you do not usually see into the second game. But Pick to Plummet, they're so behind at this point, and Skyzen taking a little bit too low. The Rhapsody is also hitting again. Terrin will not be eating his spoon on his play because there's a lot of invasion coming in. Asuna with a killing spree onto Terrin again. Another kill, but Eliminator will be able to secure the kill. But look at that, another kill into the hands of Kozo. No, there's a shutdown for Asuna, not being able to survive. And yeah, that's all. Oh my goodness, what will Terrin do here at this point onto this Fredrin? He's not having the best day of his life, but look at that, Kozo! Still there into the boost, able to get a kill onto Aizen, who was rotating to try to go up on top, but not enough. But the blue buff will be onto the focus again. Kozo back to the picture, level 8 already with the retribution. 5 for Terrin here. The taunt is still up and grabs. But then again, there's not much he can do. This is just a Fredrin with no sustain or no damage. The feather extract will be used just for joning, and the turtle will be onto the focus for the side of LCF, and they are trying to look for something here. The taunt is up. Asuna with the damage coming through. NT just trying to walk away. He will be able to walk away. The traction pulse connecting onto 2 members. Another one. The blazing strike will not be enough. So it's Warrior falling down. 11 here into the picture again. Terrin taken down as well, but Kozo with another kill, 4 men down. For the side of Pick to Plummet, what will they do here? There's nothing that they can do, but look at Skyzen trying to get into the picture as well. The heavy crossbow will be used too, but no enough damage. He's just tickling Aizen at this point.
Oh my god. Man, I really feel bad for our guy Skyzen. Despite the fact that he took an arrow tail, he is still losing the laning phase against a Granger, which was pretty predictable because, Granger with the Rhapsody, he can cancel it anytime when Airtel moves away. And just look at instant replay. Man, this is the point where LCF almost wiped out each and every member from the side of Pick to Plummet, and they have built up such a huge lead here. And to recover from this, it is gonna take Pick to Plummet an entire miracle, because the farm, the snowball that they have right now is just way too high. And look at the damage coming up from the side of LCF.
Okay, Aizen trying to look for a play. The final slash will be connecting as well, but the stun is there. Ooh, anti will be falling down to the hands of the airload here, but onto the backlines though. Skyzen trying to dive in with no damage, not enough. But Terran back into the picture with the taunt coming through, but he's dishing out a lot of damage to the hands of Savage Warrior. But onto the backlines though, Kozo just trying to dive into the backline, getting a kill onto the hands of Rudy again. But Skyzen will not be able to survive. Rudy will be securing 2 kills onto his hands, and pick the Plummet with all the losses with just one. With just a casualty that they do not gain out of. And there we go. The blue buff will be secured again. Kozo, he's stealing everything. He's committing a big felony, and this guy should be jailed.
Oh my god, jailed. That is something really bad. Oh my god, I did not expect to hear that tonight. But yeah, this guy needs to be jailed because he's just being such a havoc, such a menace, such a trouble. And boy, the fact that Skyzen, he is just unable to, farm those items to help his team dish out.
There was a misconception coming out from the side of NT though, but yeah, I don't think, let's meet it on the mine. Oh, look at that, Asuna taken down. Aizen with the stat able to walk in, but Error might be in trouble. The taunt is still up, the heal is still available, and the taunt is back in. The Praiser Ram will be able to secure 1 kill onto the hands of Charin again, but Turtle will be falling down. Kozo will be the one securing it. The red buff will be stolen again, and there we go. The final slash is being used up and kicking, but then the sweep is there. Kozo with another gain, he will be able to walk away with no compensation just yet, but they did lose 2 members, but it wasn't still worth it for the side of Pick to Plummet.
I mean, LCF, they definitely lost 2 members on that fight, but then again, LCF are still on such a high-end lead. Look at the goal difference, it's just crazy because at the moment, LCF, they have built up a 17 goal lead, but then again, let's not forget about the fight.
AOZ killing spree into the hands of Kozo here to the backline. So Terry will be taken down. Kozo with the double kill. There's another one there just trying to dive in. Skyzen is the only one who will be focused on a bite. LC have 1 more hit and he will be down, but there we go. There's a half coming in. Aizen is trying to looking for kills, but Rudy will be able to take him down with the Dashna that's coming into play as well. And there's no such thing as a gain for the side pick to Plummet into this game.
Oh, just look at that, Debbie. This is absolutely beautiful. I really love this feature instant replay, where we can just go back in time and, take a breather and just look at this fight. Oh my god, Skyzen. That's low HP, he's still moving around, trying to deal so much damage there.
Yep, but on to the real timer though, we can see a lot of bodies falling down. Not just a lot, but Savage Warrior and TNT and NT were the casualties in that skirmishes in that battle. But onto the bot side though, Terran taken very low, and I think this has to do with the damage coming through for Kozo here. This guy is 406 and he's gonna be getting a lot of damages as well. And look at the item builds though once.
Wow, I mean, talking about the item builds. Let's take a look at LCF first, because if you take a look at our guy here, Granger, the guy, Rudy, he has, all the items necessary to melt. Plummet, he has the Hunter Strike, the Sea Halberd with the extra 8% HP damage, against high HP heroes. With the Sky Piercer, he's also going for the Blade of Despair there, and once he has completed Blade of Despair, he's just gonna melt the hell out of the Inner Hell as well as the fella, because he's just doing that from that time. He's just throwing that Sonatas like it's nothing, and man, that is just chunking down so much HP in there. But then again, look at that mid lane there, just putting so much pressure onto the side of LCF. Even a lot of resources went from the side of Peak to Plummet here, and the BDS are being used to defend the lane.
Princess Rat is still there. The final slash will be used, but no one taken down just yet. But Rudy will be able to secure the ball kill on his hands. Skyzen in trouble, taken down instantly. gently when he was just trying to go in, but the response is there to help him survive on time. But will it be enough? Because 2 members down for the side of Pick to Plummet and LCF. They have 4 healthy members. They're just trying to dive in. The Lord will be marching down the AOZ onto the back line. There we go. One cancellation of the ultimate coming out from the far side as well. The inhibitor is down. The seal is still available for both of these teams. But then again, there's a lot of teammates coming to Rudy with the damage coming in. Stun is still there, but godlike for Mr. Rudy here with the damage of the Granger as well. Just trying to look for something. Another one. 1 kill again. Triple kill onto his hands. He's looking for more. Skyzen with the shutdown, but will it be enough because he's the only survivor here? And that will be a clean sweep for the hands of Lakshmi Fun. The final kill was onto the hands of Kozo, and Pick to Plummet will not be seeing the sunshine today because they will be the one plummeting to the depths of the ground and will be clean swept for the second time in 1 day.
Oh my god, it is just a terrible night for Peak to Plummet. They're facing up against such strong teams, whereas it was Tatras, which was already bad enough for them, and boy, here they are in the second match against Tatras. I mean against Lakshmi Chit Fun, and boy, it is a deja vu for them because it is another clean sweep, and this time around it seems like there is no more chances left for Peak to Plummet to redeem themselves, because this time around they are, Lakshmi Chit Fun, they are the one that will be making it to the finals against our team here, Tatras. So now there's no way that Peak to Plummet, they can make it to the international, because this is the last day of the qualifiers, right, Debbie?
This was the lower bracket, and I think the finals will be the only one that we're gonna be left with. But yep, that was I think MVP is deserving, right? Because Asuna has been all over the map, being just getting everything. Because look at that, he's got all the builds that he's gonna be needing, even the Sky Piercer too. Because I think into the early part of this game, he's just getting a little bit of a kill, and when you get 2 kills already, you just want to get the Sky Piercer to dish out the damage on a Kimmy too. And I think this is the best way to start a game for them. And we cannot forget Rudy, this guy 9-1-7 to the scoring, and already full build in the 11. He was already full build in the 10 minute of this game, which was such a good core. This is a Granger, and he's just got a lot of damage at that point, and I don't think Pick to Plummet has any ways to try to sustain that damage coming in. And we know that Granger is not known to be the shredder, but when you are this ahead in Snowball, when you are so farm and fat and your stacks are so high on the Sky Pizza and the Capriccio as well, you're gonna be melting the tanks. And we can see Terrin onto the Fredin. He wasn't able to do anything about it. He just shot it down to the face, gun into his face, and he just bullet down to the ground most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that our guy here, Rudy, on that Granger, he despite them picking a counter for him, this guy still managing to gap Skyzen with a Granger, which is which is crazy. And yeah, if you take a look at the screen, we can definitely see our guy Rudy. He is the rich guy as well as the carry guy, and the sandbag will be our guy Uranus, because man, why not him? Because he's just the one right off the early game who just invaded the territory of Peak to Plummet with his tankiness and sustain, and boy, did he create a lot of problem for the side of Peak to Plummet, because man, the way he invaded Peak to Plummet right off the early game, all the members create such a gap that could not be filled by Peak to Plummet.
Yeah, a little bit of a highlights on the MVP of this game, ladies and gentlemen. We can see what we can do here. Because look at the damage coming through for that Kimmy already. Oh, there was a good AOZ set again. There was a finals last, not used much, but yeah, there was a lot. Asuna has been free hitting quite a lot in this tournament, in this game especially, because he hasn't been gunned down, and I don't think any person in this side of Picture Plummet has ways to try to punish the Gimme time and again. But then he's the one with the good positioning, he's the one with the damage, he's the one with the guns that he had already, just, you know, untouchable. Look at him, he's just with the traction pearls also. It's just too much for the side of Picture Plummet to handle, because look at him, he's been able to walk away most of the time with doing nothing. That was too much, man. I don't think Picture Plummet will be able to leave these down, because I don't even think they have the ways to even reply to all this onslaught that's been sent their way. And when you are just trying to handle one, you aren't able to handle the second marksman, right? Because technically for LCF they have 2 marksmen, and the later the part of this game goes, the more they're gonna be pressurizing. And we can see this in this game, too much for them to handle. But that was a very good highlight, and everywhere the Asuna is there, just providing aid, providing damages, and in the end, I don't think Picture Plummet they have any ways or any form to try to have a comeback for that. What can we say, man? That was so good for the side of LCF. Dang, what can we say? I think this was, you know, this was a very good game we have seen so far. And lower bracket, oh my god, I'm stuttering quite a lot. Lower bracket for us, and I don't think Blade Armor just get melted, and so he's not gonna be here anymore. So he just left me hanging right here, but we'll never know when he's gonna be back. But then we have a lot of games, we have seen a lot of good games into our hands today. So it was fun, it was good, it was nice. We have seen a lot of potential for both of these teams, but the cinematic one didn't end here, because ladies and gentlemen, we have Arthur Torres and LCF gaining the crown today. They have made it into the next round, and they're going to be competing against each other into the grand finals, and we're going to be seeing them who's going to be coming out on top, and they are the one who's qualified for the international. Yes, 2 of the good teams that we have right now, they are making it work. But yep, we will be ending for today, because every good teams come to an end. We're gonna be saying sayonara here, because we are done and dusted with the clean sweep that we have seen. So with that, we're gonna be closing up for today, ladies and gentlemen. Catch us later. Subscribe to our channel so that you will be always having the notification to have a comeback. So yep, take care, good luck, stay tuned, and bye bye.